Today, you are going to defeat Fafnir, whether that's stage 90 or 150 in the Caverns of Chaos, or perhaps even the live game when he's his own dungeon boss. It is critical to understand what is needed to support your team and also bring the right damage. I myself struggled for an entire day during Alpha Wave 2 trying to understand the mechanics that my team needed to survive, as well as bring enough damage to overcome the boss's mechanics, and I want to save you from that. So whether you're looking for a great gaming community or content that's going to help you progress in your own challenges, this is the channel for you. So make sure and like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So let's try something different. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of the team, what gear there is, and then show you how it's played out. Let me know in the comments down below if you prefer this format or if you'd rather save the champion overview and their gear till the end. Now you can see here in the Caverns of Chaos stage floor 90, this is the team. This is a team that I really just put together for the sake of this video. This is not the team that I conquered him with. In fact, I think this is probably a better team than I used before. But you can see that there's really only one primary source of, I should say, planned damage, and that is Guan Yu. Between his core and primary attack, first core applying the drain in his primary attack, then chunking away the max HP because of drain being applied, he is a great damage dealer for this boss. In fact, he is going to be my wave 3 starter champion just for the sake of having him prepared for Fafnir. But you can see even here, he is rank 4. And guys, while all of these champions are Awakened 5, this is not critical for the sake of the fight. In fact, you can see here that their gear is not that impressive. I do have some stronger weapons on them. You do see the Amino Hoka on Guan Yu, which does take out divinity once per turn of the boss's hits, but it is not necessary. In fact, I use Scotty for the sake of being able to apply freeze to him, and in the end, that is far more effective for the fight than relying on the Amino no Hoko to slightly decrease his divinity once per turn. And so Scotty bringing in the decreased speed in all of those freezes is going to bring great utility to your team to really slow the boss down, slow his divinity meter down, and continue to do damage to him. Now the support champions of Isolde, Bernhild, and Shishi are completely interchangeable. And if you are seeing this in the live game, remember guys that in the alpha, we only had access to 67 heroes. And so it's the mechanics and what these heroes are bringing to the fight that is critical for success. Scotty bringing decreased speed, Shishi bringing in a barrier, Bernhild with an awakening bringing in a shield, and things like that. That is what makes success possible. And really, you've probably heard this already because it really became the mantra of so many things inside of the alpha, but Isolde's passive is what is going to truly save you. You can see here that Isolde's passive on herself is that when an ally defender is attacked, it heals all allies by 5% of this hero's max HP. And if you take her passive and imprint it on other heroes' weapons, especially your defenders, or if you're using a brawler who has high HP, that is going to allow so much health to come back to you in the fight when you're fighting Fafnir and helps you sustain as you continue to do damage. As I said before, Guan Yu's mechanics of applying drain and then attacking with his A1 is critical to this fight. And if you're able to bring drain from another source, it doesn't even have to be someone significant. Just put enough accuracy on them and apply drain more reliably. Guan Yu is going to be set up for even more damage. And right now, Shishi's passive of allowing TN heroes to join in an attack, I believe it's an awaken ability on her, isn't working. And so in live game, when that passive is fixed, she's going to be an amazing hero to bring alongside of Guan Yu, because assuming that drain is applied at the time of attack, she's just going to be enabling Guan Yu to do more primary attacks that are going to do more max HP damage to Fafnir. And guys, I will be the first to say that I don't truly understand what Radiance is doing in the fight. I know that it does mitigate damage. I believe it does reflect damage back onto the boss, and that is really the only thing I can see aside from Bernhild's redirecting of a blaze onto the boss that is allowing her to do so much damage in this fight. But it was also all of those little mechanics, bringing in the healing, bringing in the support on the barrier. Yeah, about that. Charlemagne from the future here. As of September 1st, this has been fixed and will be patched for Wave 3. So we'll need some more support, more of Isolde's passives, but we should be good. Let's skip ahead. So let's get into the fight. The hardest part of floor 90 when it came to this type of team wasn't really even the boss. It was applying enough damage to the waves in order to progress. Now, you can see here that Guan Yu is doing a pretty good job, and he's only rank 4, y'all. And you could see on his stats that he's not crit capped, he's not anything that's some powerhouse of damage, he's really just chunking away. And it's this stage wave 2 that really was the challenge, or really what I was worried about. Especially with Scotty not putting in many freezes here or anything like that. I was worried about the team being able to take on the fight and survive. But with Isolde's passive, bringing that healing, you can see all of those green numbers flying up over the team. I mean, there really just ended up being very little. Now, if it had not been for Shishi's barrier here, the team would have been far worse off. But you can see, I mean, just so much protection. I chose to allow all of these abilities to be used, hoping that they'd come back for Fafnir, but I really needed them in order to take down Shamash and Beowulf and Bastet and all of these heroes that are really quite a challenge. And so assuming you can get through this wave 2, you're going to be set up well to be able to take on Fafnir. So let's jump to that part. All right, and here we are, and you can see that even some of the turn meter effects and healing from the previous fight are still going here. Burnhill is applying Radiance immediately, and I have the defense up and attack up from Isolde, super critical. Applying that that Drain 2, and then, man, Burnhill coming in on her primary attack, applying attack down 2 is such a great thing. You can see here that already that chunk of HP being taken out by Guan Yu's primary attack when the drain is applied is great. And then even the divinity meter decreasing when Scotty hits him with the freeze. I mean, all of these mechanics are going together to help your team take off and defeat Fafnir. And yeah, guys, I apologize for the frame drops. This was during Wave 2 when the game wasn't truly optimized or anything like that. Hopefully you can put up with that. My audio is at least good. So we'll get through it. I think I slow it down a little bit here so you can really see, and there's less frame drops here. But yeah, applying speed down, applying attack down, all of those things are really going to help your team survive. And man, I cannot say enough how much Burnhild is a great support hero for your team. You can see her divinity meter just jumping up when your team is taking damage, and it's just great. It is just great. And as the fight continues, guys, you're going to see that the barrier from Shishi is just going to grow and grow and grow. And so I'm not going to stand here the whole time talking you through what all is happening. You can see the basic mechanics. I am going to speed up this fight because it is a long one. That's something else you need to be aware of, is that if you're bringing this type of team to the fight, you only really have one damage dealer. Now, granted, the damage that is passively coming from Burnhild is also pretty high, but between those two sources, it still is going to be a long fight because Fafnir does heal himself with I believe his ultimate. And so guys, check it out. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions. I read all the comments. I respond, whether with it's a heart or a comment itself, I respond to all of them. And so here it is. Check it out. I'll check back in with you at the end. All right, and here we are. At this point, I was so excited because I was actually going to be able to defeat him with just this one damage dealer of Guan Yu. And then you can see right there, he just jumps back up in health. Man, it can be so challenging to experience that at the very last moment, but you will see even still, with these barriers, with these shields, it's going to be able to sustain the team and do the damage that Guan Yu needs to do. You can also see here, guys, at times that there are moments in this fight when Guan Yu was not able to apply the drain. And that was most likely due to the accuracy requirements, the fact that Guan Yu did not have much accuracy at all, and that can be really frustrating. And so by bringing in a secondary hero to bring in drain can be really helpful for your team. I would suggest at the very least, you could replace Isolde. Make sure that her passive is imprinted onto heroes' weapons, but by replacing her with somebody else that's bringing drain and perhaps some other mechanics or damage on your team, this fight's only going to be sped up. She is bringing defense up, she is bringing attack up, but I mean, Guan Yu is not benefiting from the attack up. No one really is. And so assuming that you have somebody who can just simply enable Guan Yu, it's going to be a great replacement. But yeah, as you can see here, there's really no fear in my team being killed at this point, and there is the final hit, defeating Fafnir stage 90 with one primary damage dealer. And once again, guys, here is that damage screen. You're going to be able to see everything that went down, all of the healing, all of the damage that was applied. I mean, easy in the long run. You just need to make sure that you have the proper mechanics. Nobody here is rank 6. Even though this was done after defeating the caverns, you do see plenty of, rank 5s, maxed 50s in that state, but level 40s, rank 40s as well. And so this is a very achievable. And then here is that in-game strategy and fight. You can see it's a very different team. Now, the mechanics in terms of Isolde's passive being imprinted on a weapon and a defender in the team to be able to give that healing, as well as a hero that is applying barrier, is still all present in this fight. But really, when it comes down to it, what this team is more about is increasing initiative, increasing the speed of the team so that they can do more damage faster and not take as many hits from Fafnir. And you can see even here in the waves, I mean, I've said it before, if you've been around my channel for a while, you know what a big fan I am of Zeus. I mean, Zeus is just going to go to town on these waves, completely crushing them. And so here you can see very easily the team is just going through, wiping through everything, boosting initiative, progressing through, and it's just no longer an issue. Waves, when it comes to this in-game team, or even having Heimdall in your team for that sustainability, this is just a fully auto team. I don't even care when their abilities are used, because by the time they get to Fafnir, there's going to be enough protection going around, enough damage going around, that it's not going to matter. And so here we are, guys, in the fight here, and you can see already Aphrodite is going to be coming in, boosting up initiative, and Shamash is going to be applying that radiance and attack up. Now, attack up and this type of team is far more effective because I'm bringing in damage from Zeus, and I'm bringing in damage from Beowulf. Now, if you can get an Awakened 5 Beowulf, he is going to do massive damage to the boss. I only had Awakened 1, and so he's still doing some great damage, as you can see, as he takes his turns here. But really, I mean, with Zeus and Shamash coming in with ally attacks, with Aphrodite also having a joined ally when she applies her core ability to somebody, really you can just see that it becomes such a cakewalk. There is very little coming down to this team when it comes to very intricate mechanics outside of ensuring that you have the support from Heimdall, the radiance and attack up from Shamash, and enough damage to just go out. But yeah, I mean, you can see I even spend less time paying attention to how much shield, how much barrier is going out, and that his damage at 150 is so much higher, because with every one of his big attacks, most of Heimdall's shield is gone. And so something you do want to keep in mind, guys, is that when you are running this type of team, that Heimdall has enough boosting his initiative or enough initiative stats to really boost his divinity meter when your team is getting hit, because you want that ultimate going out as much as possible. And there you go. Within just a couple of minutes, Fafnir is done and dusted. You can see here in that final rundown exactly what kind of damage was put out, and a lot of Zeus's damage is coming from the waves, But, I mean, he is just a powerhouse. He's been a powerhouse on my account for every single wave. I hope that he will be in Wave 3 as well and in the live game. And let me tell you, when it comes to the live game, I don't care what other heroes there are. I am going for Zeus. I love him. I want him. Just an incredible hero. And so this is Fafnir. Whether on floor 90 or 150, or perhaps even the live game itself, as long as you bring the right mechanics, he becomes a simple boss to defeat. And if you want to learn more about the various challenges inside of Godforge, or simply experience more of my channel, watch this video next.